Good morning, good evening, wherever you might be. Thank you for being here with me right now. Today is Sunday and it is reading children's book time. So I am sharing my very favorite book in the whole wide world. And that counts for any and all genres that exist. This is my favorite book. And just because I wrote it doesn't mean it can't be my favorite. Jestine Needs to Clean. And this book has gotten over a dozen 5-star reviews, and I am extremely proud of it. And we're just going to get right into the book. This is Jestine, and she needs to clean. She's looking at her cleaning supplies like, ooh. She found some old cheese that had turned a weird green. Jestine really knew that she needed to clean. Sometimes you want mold on a cheese, but I don't think she did that on purpose. I think it was more about neglect. She counted the ants on it, and there were 19. Jestine really knew that she needed to clean. And here's a little challenge for readers of any age, is to see how many ants on the cheese, for real. How many are there? I can give you a hint. There's 19. Her messes were many, and they made quite a gross scene. Jestine really knew that she needed to clean. You know, total disclosure, I have lived with roommates who are equivalent messy as this. I'm not saying I'm the most perfect clean person, quite the contrary, but if you have two messy people living together, that just, that's a recipe for disaster sometimes. She found a damp blob that looked like a spleen. Jestine really knew that she needed to clean. Yeah, FYI, a spleen is an organ in the abdominal cavity. And if you ever do find a spleen on the floor, something is desperately wrong and you should call for help immediately. She slipped on an orange that had turned aquamarine. Jestine really knew that she needed to clean. And again, full disclosure, I have allowed oranges to become elderly in my care, and sure enough, I reached into the drawer of the refrigerator where they were being kept, and instead of grabbing the fruit, all my fingers just went right through the skin, and I came up with maybe 2 oranges on my hand, stuck in my hand, and sure enough, they had turned blue. So isn't that a moment to be proud? It made it in the book. She looked around at the worst filth that she'd ever seen, and Jestine really saw that she needed to clean. So she's having her realization. It's like, wow, yeah, this is real life, and I really have to do something about it. So she starts. She wiped and she washed till there was a nice sheen. And Jestine liked things better when they were clean. Mostly you do, yeah. And a sheen is like a shine. So she's got that plate there, and it has a nice shine on it because it's clean. She went up, down, and sideways, and all in between. Jestine was starting to enjoy being clean. Yep, I've definitely had the refrigerator with like the cracked eggs dripping and yeah, all of that. There's quite a lot of snapshots from my life in this book. Here we go. She found an old toy she had named Mr. McBean. Jestine loved what she found when she started to clean. I really like that. Like putting things away and keeping them out of sight for, quite a while, like a few weeks or a couple months even. And then you go back and you rediscover, like the old is new again, Yeah. She even pretended to be a dirt-seeking machine. Justine could have fun when she started to clean. And, music could make such a big difference. You have some task that you have to do that you don't really want to do. Just like play some music and jam out. And you'll get it done in no time. She even straightened her tree, which had started to lean. Jestine was so glad that she had started to clean. And taking care of plants is such a good idea. She was probably throwing her dirty clothes around and some of them landed on the plant and was making it droopy. But plants are extremely healthy to have in our environments because during their life process, they take in carbon dioxide and they emit oxygen. So by emitting oxygen, they're making our breathing air more healthy. So yes, have plants. Learn to take care of the plants because when we take care of them, they take care of us a little bit. When the job was all done, everything was pristine. Jestine was so proud and downright serene. She did a really good job. Couple new words on the last page. I think pristine is here. Pristine. And pristine means perfect. Perfectly clean, perfectly organized. So if her place was pristine, then Jestine did an amazingly great job. And the word serene is here. Serene. Serene means peaceful, calm. So she's probably a little tired after her cleaning efforts, which is totally understandable, and she deserves a break. Her and Mr. McBean will have some tea, maybe some cookies or something. So anyhow, that's my favorite book on the planet right now. And I have a total of 4 children's books that are published. I have number 5. It's written, completely written. I am at the illustration phase. And, I am looking for an agent to help me with my 4 books and my 5th book. I would really like to have that published by the end of this year, 2025. All of my books have like stories behind them of, delays getting them to market because of COVID and a cross-country move that I made. And there's just, there's always a reason for a slight delay. And this book number 5 is ready to go. And I'm just literally waiting for the right person to be able to come and help me along with it. So thanks so much. I love sharing these books. They put me in such a nice kind of spirited mood. Sorry. Well, now I'm going to spirited move. And this concludes our time today with the children's book. Thank you so much for being